Senator Radogno, let's talk about the session that just wrapped up in Springfield. A lot of the folks, a lot of pundits saying not a lot got accomplished. Do you agree with that sentiment, or do you think you actually got some things done?
Well, I think in the last session when we were down just for a day or two, we had some success on forestalling some of the facility closures that the governor had announced, which would have been quite chaotic had those proceeded the way he wanted. In terms of the business tax package and some tax relief for the working poor, that one did not get done. Hopefully we will be going back shortly and get that taken care of.
Well, let's talk about January when when session comes back. What sort of things are on the agenda?
Well, interestingly, I don't think it's changed a lot from last January. The state budget is really the only game in town. Illinois is in a horrible fiscal mess because of the fiscal mismanagement that we've had for the last 10 years. As people will recall, the Democrats passed a 67% tax increase in the lame duck session last January. Just a week later, the governor said, oh, and now I need to borrow another $8 billion on top of the $7 billion that the tax increase produced. And unfortunately, even that amount of money has not solved the problem. We are still facing deficits in this state, and the reason for that is that there has been an inability to control the spending and make significant changes to those things that are hampering the state budget, such as pension reform and the need to reform our Medicaid program.
So how do you fix it then?
Well, the fix is a multifaceted approach. Number one, there are still places that we can make actual cuts that will not impact services to people. Secondly, we need to retool some of those major service areas I just mentioned, such as we do need to still address pension reform for future work of employees. Certainly no pension already earned would be impacted in any way, shape, or form. And then thirdly, we also need to enhance the jobs creation atmosphere here in Illinois. Illinois has lost jobs. It is not a business-friendly place to do business, and consequently, we are seeing a situation where our children can't get jobs. We have family members who are being laid off. It's really hitting home to people right now, and so we need to address that.
Let's talk a little bit about the elections coming up. Of course, all the seats are up. What are the chances for your party to take over leadership in the Illinois Senate?
Well, we only need 6 seats in order to do that. And actually the reason I'm in Quincy today is that one of our best possibilities to enhance the numbers in the Senate is with the candidacy of Randy Freese, the circuit clerk here in Adams County. A lot of times people think, gee, it's hard to take on an incumbent, and John Sullivan is a nice guy. But the fact of the matter is John Sullivan is part of the Democratic leadership team in Springfield who has made it possible for that tax increase to pass, for the continued borrowing to occur, for the underfunding of pensions. And people have a real choice now. And as I said, as people feel the economic crunch hitting home and hitting their own families, I think they're going to be looking carefully at the candidates, and we have such an outstanding candidate in Randy Freese, someone who is accomplished in his own right, is active in the community, and has the fiscally conservative principles that we need in order to turn this state around.
So you see the state certainly looking at this as a Tier 1 race and putting in all the necessary resources to make it competitive and as you want, to win this seat then?
Oh, absolutely. We will definitely be educating the people in this area as to what's been going on and why Randy would be a good addition to the Illinois State Senate.